Hello everybody, we're here today with another great artist. Everybody, Melis Bilen. How are you doing today?
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks very much. It's good to have you with us in the podcast. Melis, tell me about yourself. Tell me, when did you start your musical journey?
It was a long time ago. When I was a kid, my dad used to play some piano and I was just sitting next to him. And then it just started like that. I tried to, sing and mumble some of the songs.
How old are you in that time?
5 years old or something.
5 years old,
yeah.
wow.
And then my mom taught me some, songs for the choir. So till high school, in the primary school and the secondary school, I was in this choir. And I took some vocal lessons as well. So my journey started like that. But I was always in the choir. And the first time I've ever performed in front of audience was in the graduation of high school. And I was all alone singing an operatic song. I was shivering. I forgot the second words of the lyrics, but I just repeated the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amazing. And I always wanted to be a singer, to be honest. But I graduated as an engineer because that's an interesting story. Maybe we can come to that later
Okay,
on.
interesting.
And then I just carried on my career with music after that.
What was a turning point for you that you realized that music is the thing that you want to really do it?
After my graduation of university, everyone was talking in the
So you studied engineering, you said?
Engineering,
okay.
4 years.
Okay.
It was top 3 university in Istanbul in Turkey.
Okay.
So
what do you engineer?
Industrial engineering.
Industrial. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a quite tough 4 years for me to study. I was nerd those years, and after my graduation, we were in this party, and then we were throwing these caps and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was talking about where they're gonna work and whether their future career were gonna be like. And I was I don't know. I don't want to be in front of computer in the office. And then what is next for me? I felt I kind of depressed because I don't know what is next for me, and nothing actually excites me. And in that point, I know my hobby was here, and my profession, what I studied, is here. So I wanted to take my chances right after my graduation in Turkey's Got Talent. And there was no voice kind of competitions or contests on TV.
Okay. How long ago was that?
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
Now you're gonna know my age. It was 2009.
2009. Okay.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. And then I said, okay, there's music and dance and there's dogs, and that's a kind of talent show,
Okay.
So I took my chances there. It was amazing, and for the feedbacks, I was thrilled, and I said that okay, I'm definitely going to take my chances on music, and if it won't work, then I might always come back to engineering.
Okay.
And at that time, my family wasn't that supportive at all, because they were so why did you even study engineering in the first place? All those years and all those money and everything.
Of course.
Lots of efforts. And I said, this is what my heart beats for. And I took my chances in there, and it worked, but it didn't work just like that. It was a lot of effort and time, and lots of tears and sweat and everything. Many sleepless nights, maybe many, trying to make networks and prayers and everything. And then it worked. Yeah.
Sounds good. So tell me, you mentioned about your family. I think that's one of the challenges musicians have in their life.
Yeah.
So how was it? How was your experience? And how did you convince them, or they convince you to do it or not to do it?
They're always supportive, obviously, because they like me to be happy in this life. But the description of happiness is actually differs to everyone else in this world. So I actually lost my father when I was 8, and then my mom was raised us all alone, and then she always wanted me to be a strong woman, and then a more secure job is only the best thing back then for me. And she always wanted me to be either engineer, doctor, or a solicitor, lawyer, whatever. So I understood them, and I just wanted, I tried my best, and I was really good at school, by the way, and I was really into physics, maths, and I was really good at that as well. But eventually, when you graduate and everything, it's just working in the biggest company ever or being a CEO doesn't make you the happiest person in the world. So
Yeah, sure.
I really wanted to be myself and express myself and just, write my lyrics and share with the world. And it didn't just happen in one night. But when I took my chances and Got Talent, and then because of these feedbacks, and I was in the semifinals, and my whole family saw this, and it's really that was a turning point that they started to support me in that sense. So yeah, and then after that it's just there are some offers and things came over, and then I started to gig in holiday resorts in Turkey like Bodrum, Marmaris, and then Cyprus as well. So it started like that, and I started writing my own songs, releasing. And then, and I just wanted to carry on my music career, English music career in England, so I moved to here.
That's actually what I want to talk about. So how are you making that transition from singing another language to another language? I've listened to both songs, and in my perspective, both of them are really good songs and really good lyric, and your voice really sits on the song as well. Obviously, that depends to a lot of other elements, which I understand, like, because music is a puzzle that like everything should come together, which is from arrangement to mixing to mastering to melody and the vocal tonality and everything that comes together that creates that final product, which is the song. But how did you make it happen, or how are you making it happen? How do you making that transition from singing in Turkish to singing in English?
It took a lot of time to pronounce it the right way, to be honest. And I think singers are really talented and skillful in this area because they have good ears, and then they can imitate whatever they hear. So I could even sing in French, even though I couldn't speak French.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I can sing in 9 languages, but I'm
in
not
9 languages.
Yeah, but I'm not as good as I am in English. In the other languages. But I'm good at in German and Spanish, which I can speak a little bit. And but for the others, I took lessons to how to pronounce them. And also I learned a lot of songs first of all, and I've listened to them over and over, like hundreds and thousands of times, to be able to sing like a native speaker. Maybe I'm not speaking as a native speaker. I might have mistakes, but when I'm singing, you can't really notice. So that's what's actually kind of being professional is for me. So I really tried my best, and also actually I studied in English, like at university as well, because I was studying engineering, but obviously the university I was studying was like kind of American model kind of university. So everything we have like covering, even geography, history, maths, physics, everything was in English. So I could speak.
You've learned in American accent?
American accent, yeah. But when I moved here, it changed a little bit.
When you want to write a song, do you tie yourself to one specific genre, or you just write for the sake of like getting it out of your head and putting it on paper and making a product?
Depending on the project, because I was writing for the commercial like ads and jingles as well. So for that specific project, they give me a melody or some lyrics to put, and then for that project I definitely base my all songwriting on those keywords and everything. But when I'm writing like general, I just listen to my heart mostly. Or if I really want to make like an uplifting, dancey song, then I'm just gonna find first the melody and I set the lyrics on it, and then just work with the right producer, maybe collaborate with them. I do produce my songs as well, but I am not in the like producer level. I don't see myself, because that's another level and you need to give a lot of effort in that. But I produced 5 of my songs previously, but I would prefer to work with a collaborator. With a professional producer. But I do write my lyrics. Obviously, I do write my lyrics and melody. But when production wise, I really want to work with a good production team. by the way, you asked me about my genre. My main genre is like, I can say pop music, world pop music,
Sure.
but it has a variety of electropop and, you know, dance pop, funk pop. I even do deep house and house music. They really like.
And especially nowadays, it's really hard to pinpoint one song to only one specific genre because there might be a lot of influences from other kind of genres into it, which is, I think, natural because from the time that you're growing up, you listen to those songs and naturally you have in your mind or your head, and when you want to produce yourself or when you're working with a producer, you would still want them in your production, and I
Yeah.
think that's what make it a unique song because that's you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you play any instrument yourself?
Piano, but not in a level that I can perform in front of people. I just
Okay.
make my melodies and my like you know, my composition in there for myself, and that's
Okay.
it, you know. And then I, you know, teach and give voice lessons as well in the piano. But that's it basically. I can't
Okay.
say I'm a piano player.
That's one of the definition I think a lot of musicians might have trouble with, and you might have came across it as well. That when you start, for example, playing piano or when you start playing guitar, how long should I play guitar to call myself a piano player? Or how long should I play piano or any other instrument to call myself an instrument player? How long does it take?
I think you can't say it in time because, you know, some people learn it like in 2 months and some people 2 years. So it's just based on how comfortable you are playing, performing in front of audience, without always like sticking on the notes, I think. There needs to be some improvisation if something goes wrong as well. So to come to that level, some people need to practice for 6 months, 6 years. I don't know, it just depends on the person really. But as this Z generation, as I see, like they're like genius people. I mean, like little kids even like they can play the piano in a like really advanced level at the age of 6, so you can't really believe. So it really depends on the person, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think as you said, you see like all these little kids being able to like play piano amazingly.
It just amazes me.
And it's just fascinates us.
Yes.
But I think one part of it comes from having parents that they put you in the right direction. I think that's really, really important. Whether it's going to be music or any other career, it's really important that you have parents that guide you in the right path.
Yeah.
Because at those age, like when I'm 5, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what life is about. I don't know who I am.
I know.
You know, and I think, excuse me, it's important to have that kind of a parent that puts you in the right direction and tell you, okay, try this or try that or try that. And then you would be able to develop yourself as a human being and say, okay, this is something that I want to do. How many songs have you released so far?
Released or written? Because
I like that attitude. Okay, you want to go that released or written? Because we're going to come back to it. Okay, how many songs have you released?
Hard to remember because some of them are not still in Spotify anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I could say 15, 20.
One of the things that I always ask, if you had a chance to choose to release one song a year, really good quality song, to a situation that you release an album a year. In terms of quality, it might not be that great, but it's obviously the message that you want to deliver to your audience.
Yeah.
Which one would you pick and why?
The single.
Why?
Or the quality matters. I'm not obsessed with the quantity because I've been there and I'm satisfied in that because when I was like around like 18, 19, my only goal was like making lots of music. And I was in the studio like 24/7 and I was like producing and singing and covering and writing and like I was out of my head like, oh, I need to do a lot of things. Everything I just listened mesmerized me and I just wanted to do that and do that genre, everything. And I did from opera, arias, jazz, R&Bs, like pop, even pop rocks. You know, I just extended my genre back then to be able to really discover myself and who I am and what I want to really focus on in my music career. And when you come to a point that you recorded maybe like more than 250, nearly 300 songs that I recorded, and most of them must be like covers. And and some of them are original stuff. And then I turned into and look at myself and said that I need to be successful, right? And I need to hit with one song, right? So I shouldn't do like lots and lots of music. Maybe I should just find the one and then go from there. So I started to like decrease the amount of I'm writing. But if a project comes to me, like a jingle I'm writing, and if a social project comes to me and like kind of social songs I did, like for example, environmental songs I did in Turkey and Turkish ones, for the earthquake ones back then for one earthquake in Turkey. So I did a lot of stuff like that. But for my own career, I made like maybe 5 songs a year, then 3 songs a year, and that's enough for me. And I really focused on the quality, and I took my time, like many months, to only release one song. So that is the only way for the success. First, you need to satisfy yourself and understand how you write a song and produce a song and this period. And after that, your satisfaction, now you need to really create something that can be just listened for many years, like timeless songs. That's what I understood. I mean, this actually can depend on persons.
But you actually mentioned to something very interesting. You said that I've been writing a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And you asked me the songs that are written or the songs that are released.
Yeah.
But I think from my perception, you have to go through those songs to be able to get to quality.
Yeah.
So you have to go through quantity.
Yes.
To get to quality.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I don't write those 10, 15 songs, which is going to strengthen my skills, for example, in this case, in songwriting, it's not going to be able to get me to the so-called one that's going to be like in a smashing song.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is another way of saying the same thing, I think.
Yeah, of
definitely.
course.
Because I wanted to write, and
yeah.
you can't just hush yourself in your young ages. You just wanted to create. You just wanted to write everything because you're being inspired and bombarded by a lot of nice songs, a lot of great songs, and you just want to be You just want your songs to be one of them, and then you just I need to write this kind of song, and I need to do this, I need to do that, and there's a lot of
needs to be done, of course. Absolutely understand.
Yeah.
Do you feel any kind of pressure from social media that you have to say certain things, look in certain way, or behave in certain way? And if you do, how do you deal with it?
That is a very good question, to be honest. I have actually, and I was actually trying to create some solutions for that personally, but in this sense, this pressure actually made me question myself and what I need in this life, and how I am happy with my look or my image to my audience and followers. So I think the pressure is like the perfectionism, and I think we shouldn't be this shouldn't be the thing to be looked or like sought after, and but to be your best version is
the best version of yourself.
And
I agree.
And this pressure thingy, or whatever we're calling kind of like social media craziness, actually makes me question my own self as well, and I actually wanted to be more myself. And people around you kind of pushes you to be on TikTok, to be on Instagram all the time, and then these social media experts are like kind of asking you to post things all the time,
telling you, I agree.
And to be more open to the public, family issues or everything. You need to be sharing these things because your followers need to know more about you. But I don't think this is...
Do you agree to it?
No, I definitely not. Because you need to be you first, to be able to be confident about yourself. Is just, first you need to be discreet in some things. If you're confident, then you can open to the public. But if you're not confident, because there's a lot of young people who are not even confident with themselves, but they're opening everything to the public, and this makes them even less confident because there are lots of comments. They can be more vulnerable to them, and lots of youngs committing suicides, around musicians and everybody actually. So this is a lot of pressure on people. So I think first, we need to look at what we want in life, and then is social media giving this to us? if it is, I mean, if it is really necessary for our job, for example, I'm modeling as well, and I need to put some like modeling thingies, and this is my portfolio, I can say. And when I'm applying for a project, I'm sending my Instagram, and then they can have a look, and they can see how the looks are on me, like, you know, funny looks, or I don't know, casual looks or smart looks. They can see me in different kind of styles, so they
Sure.
can have an idea. But this is something else. You don't have to just take everything that you know, you're going for a meal, and you don't have to just, you know, take a screenshot of your fish or soup or whatever your the
Sure.
holidays and everything, your bikini. But I am okay with, you know, sharing your inner self, like your self thoughts, with a photo and with a storytelling, and just being, you know, intimate with people. I am okay with that. But this pressure, we shouldn't be like carried on with this. We should really question ourselves. What do we really want, and do we really want to do this for social media and for people? I don't think people want to see fake faces anymore, but more intimate lives, and, you know, just influences, or I don't know, inspirations.
100% agree, because I think at some certain point, when we're chasing that so-called perfection, as you mentioned as well, or chasing things in life,
Yeah.
those luxury cars or those luxury houses, which there's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I think when we're chasing them and we're valuing them, we find ourselves in a kind of rat race.
Mm-hmm.
That we're running and running and running, and it's not gonna make us happy inside.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying making money is bad. I'm saying a balance is good. To be able to have a balance of making money and at the same time having a good, healthy life and good, healthy body and mind as well, aside to which I think is really important. So, as a professional artist, how do you deal with and how do you manage your social media? Do you tell yourself, okay, I want to post once a day, I
wanted to reflect 100% of me. That is the decision I made last year. So my best days actually represent as, I don't know, 30% of me, but that isn't me, but that is not the 100% of me. So if I could post the things I feel and the things I read, or the things really inspire me, is a part of it as well. So there is actually the latest, my latest post actually involve a lot of like sketches and lots of quotes and lots of nice things that really inspire me. And one of them is a Charlie Mackenzie book. Maybe you heard of it. Like, so sincere, so genuine dialogues between a boy and the mole and the horse. And they're like, I mean, people can have a look what I'm sharing, but this is actually telling my heart, so that's what I'm sharing. Also the quotes about life and the struggles that we face throughout our careers and lives and everything. So I'm every time I post something, even it could be about when I'm singing or modeling, or, you know, going somewhere for a vacation, or just you know, reflecting my style. Underneath, I'm writing a lot of things about me as well. So it's just not about the looks, but about how I feel as well. So I try to combine it with it all. I could write something sad about myself as well, but this is a part of me as well. I don't need to just screenshot me, you know, crying selfie. Okay. But this is not, this is a way as well. But, you know, if I wanted to reflect something sad, I can just type it down, but, you know, with a
you can
positive.
project it in different ways.
In a different
It doesn't
way.
have,
That's what
it
I'm
doesn't
trying
have
to
to
do.
happen in a certain way, I assume.